Canada wildfires, U.S. air quality emergency, breaking down the crisis health risks. It might feel shocking that something happening far north of the U.S. is infiltrating our own backyard. But that's exactly what's unfolding with the persistent haze drifting south from Canada's wildfires. This is not just a fleeting inconvenience. Some experts say it's one of the worst wildfire seasons Canada has encountered in decades. But here's where it gets controversial. Many people are debating whether this rise in severe wildfire events signals a broader environmental crisis, or if it's simply part of nature's cycle. Regardless of where you stand, the sheer impact on air quality has many communities concerned. Since the start of this calendar year, government records show that Canada has already recorded nearly 4,000 wildfires, making it officially the second worst wildfire season in the nation's history. The resulting smoke is quite literally crossing international boundaries, blanketing parts of the Midwest and Northeast U.S. with hazy skies and raising significant health alarms. People in states including Wisconsin, Michigan, Minnesota, Illinois, Indiana, New York, Vermont, New Hampshire, and Maine have been advised to reduce outdoor activities, especially those with respiratory concerns. Think about it. Who would have imagined that a large fire hundreds of miles away could alter your afternoon walk or weekend picnic? On Sunday, the region's hazy atmosphere was again noticeable. National Weather Service lead forecaster Bob Oravec told reporters that current wind patterns are driving plumes of smoke from Canada into the U.S. He compared this process to watching a leaf float on the wind. The smoke simply travels along the air currents. This ongoing transfer of polluted air can have both short-term and, some argue, even, Canada wildfires. Air quality warnings sweep upper Midwest and Northeast. August 2025 update. The escalating wildfire crisis in Canada is threatening air quality across the upper Midwest and Northeast, with at least 738 wildfires raging across the country. As of August 4, 2025, 201 of these fires are out of control, according to the Canadian Interagency Forest Fire Centre. This unprecedented scale of blazes is sending toxic smoke through critical corridors, from Green Bay to Boston, threatening millions of residents in Wisconsin, Michigan, and Maine. Smoke will blanket the region Monday, creating hazy skies that linger long after the fires fade. Detroit and Chicago, already ranked among the world's 10 worst cities for air quality, face daily challenges as pollution levels soar. Officials urge residents under air quality alerts to limit outdoor activity, keep windows closed, and monitor updates. These alerts may persist into Tuesday as smoke continues to travel eastward. While the government emphasizes preparedness, critics argue that climate change exacerbates the problem, calling for urgent policy reforms to address the root causes of such disasters. You see, the real question isn't just how to manage the smoke. It's how to prevent the fires from spiraling out of control in the first place. How Detroit faces extreme air pollution after Canadian wildfires. Detroit's air quality crisis. A shocking global ranking by James Wilson, environmental correspondent. Voice is AI-generated. Inconsistencies may occur. Detroit has emerged as one of the most polluted urban centers on the planet, outranking numerous international metropolises as contamination levels escalate dramatically due to raging wildfires across the Canadian border. Smoke billowing from Canadian wildfires continues to sweep across the Midwest region, enveloping communities in a thick haze and degrading air quality to dangerous levels. This environmental emergency has prompted the National Weather Service, NWS, to issue widespread alerts throughout multiple states, including Michigan, Wisconsin, Minnesota, and Iowa. Newsweek has contacted the National Weather Service via email requesting additional information. Why this environmental crisis demands your attention. The surging levels of airborne fine particulate matter, specifically PM 2.5, emanating from these wildfires can significantly exacerbate respiratory and cardiovascular conditions. This places vulnerable populations at particular risk, especially individuals living with asthma, heart disease, or other pre-existing respiratory ailments. But here's where it gets concerning. Even healthy individuals are now facing potential health impacts from prolonged exposure. Air quality warnings have remained active for several consecutive days, with regional National Weather Service offices consistently reporting unhealthy atmospheric conditions. Earlier this week, the situation became so dire that Chicago, engulfed by dense wildfire smoke from Canada, temporarily claimed the unfortunate distinction of having the worst air quality worldwide. Essential information everyone should know according to the World Quality Air Index, which monitors global pollution levels. Detroit experienced a dramatic spike as ash and various particulates drifted southward across the international border from Canada. At the time of publication, Detroit ranks third globally in air pollution, trailing only behind Kinshasa, the capital of the Democratic Republic of the Congo, and Toronto, which is similarly affected by the Canadian wildfires. Current measurements indicate that Detroit's air is more contaminated than that of Kolkata, one of India's most densely populated urban centers, and surpasses every other American city in pollution levels. The Air Index has assigned Detroit a concerning air quality score of 155, making it among just 5 cities worldwide currently classified as having unhealthy atmospheric conditions for general habitation. Across the 8 affected states, the National Weather Service has cautioned that when pollution concentrations reach elevated levels, residents should consider limiting strenuous outdoor physical activity to reduce the risk of adverse health effects. This is particularly crucial for those with existing health vulnerabilities, though everyone should exercise caution during these conditions. Beyond restricting outdoor exertion, the agency has strongly encouraged individuals and businesses to avoid activities which contribute to ozone formation, specifically highlighting actions such as refueling vehicles or operating gasoline-powered lawn equipment, which can further degrade air quality during this sensitive period. The Michigan Department of Environment, Great Lakes, and Energy has explained that high pressure settling overhead will limit dispersion and keep smoke at the surface through today, creating a meteorological trap that prevents the pollution from dissipating. Expert perspectives on the situation. Matt Terraldson, a meteorologist employed by the Minnesota Pollution Control Agency, shared with the New York Times earlier this week. This is the first time that we've had a week-long worth of alerts across the entire state, especially at levels that weren't just unhealthy for sensitive groups, at levels that are unhealthy for everyone. This unprecedented duration of widespread alerts highlights the exceptional nature of the current crisis. AccuWeather posted on their official X account Friday. Wildfire smoke from Canada smothered Chicago yesterday, giving the city the worst air quality in the world for several hours and blanketing the skyline in haze. The visual impact of this pollution has transformed familiar urban landscapes into apocalyptic scenes. What residents can expect moving forward. The smoke is anticipated to continue affecting the region throughout the weekend, with some alerts remaining in effect until Saturday afternoon, while others may persist until Monday. This extended timeline suggests that residents should prepare for potentially several more days of compromised air quality. And this is the part most people miss, even after visible smoke dissipates. Microscopic particulates can linger in the atmosphere, continuing to pose health risks. Experts recommend maintaining indoor air quality measures even as conditions appear to improve visually. Is this article reliable? Newsweek maintains a commitment to journalism that adheres to principles of factual accuracy and fairness. We value your perspective and invite you to evaluate this article. Newsweek remains dedicated to journalism that upholds standards of factual integrity and fairness. We appreciate your input and encourage you to rate this article. Slide circle to vote reader average. No, moderately, yes. Vote. Do you believe cities like Detroit are receiving adequate emergency support during these environmental crises? Has your community experienced similar air quality issues? And if so, what measures have proven most effective? Share your experiences in the comments below. About the author. Theo Berman serves as a Newsweek live news reporter based in London, United Kingdom. His journalistic focus encompasses U.S. politics and international news, with particular emphasis on infrastructure and technology. Throughout his career, he has extensively covered technological and cultural developments in both the United States and the United Kingdom, including the increasing prominence of Elon Musk and other technology figures within conservative movements, as well as the progress of high-profile international construction initiatives. Theo joined the Newsweek team in 2024, having previously contributed to publications including Dexerto, Pink News, and News UK. He holds academic credentials from Durham University and News Associates. For communication, Theo can be reached via email at t.berman@newsweek.com. Languages: English. Theo Berman. Theo Berman is a Newsweek live news reporter based in London, UK. He covers U.S. politics and international news, with specialized focus on infrastructure and technology developments. Read more.